me.
All right, cool. You made it back. Well, this is the We Love Gaming podcast, episode 51. And before we get into everything, what have you been playing, Mark?
So this week I started with playing Wreckfest.
Okay. Got that in, huh?
Yep. So recent PlayStation Plus game. So I've been wanting to play this one. I do like racing games, and this one's a little less serious than like a Gran Turismo or Forza.
Mm-hmm.
So the game starts out. You just have kind of a rickety old American muscle car.
Okay.
And you have a lot of upgrade options, but no money. So the first circuit I was doing was a lawnmower circuit. So you're on those John Deere, the driving lawnmowers.
Yeah.
So it's pretty fun.
The little tractors or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So the first one is you're on those little things, and then it's just like a little farm arena, like a little square, and then you're just crashing into other people. And then if you get a certain amount of crashes and points and you're number one on the leaderboard, you can kind of progress from that level, and then you'll unlock a nicer armored little lawnmower. So that's like the first level, which was pretty cool. So I played that one a couple times. It was pretty dope. And then the next beginner levels are just like little one-on-one racing, and then you unlock a car from like a different area. It's kind of cool because some of the races are locked to specific cars. So, I mean, I was spending all my money just on that beginner car, just beefing it up. It's pretty cool because you can put like more armor on the bumpers. You can soup up like all of the armor on your car, make it better at crashing. But it's pretty balanced because it makes your car heavier and a little slower. So you kind of have to,
So for less protection, you can go faster.
Exactly. But you'll have, you'll get damage way easier. So it's kind of cool. You can have like cars that are maybe more tailored towards crashing on certain arenas, and then you get cars that are just more spec just to race. So I was trying to go a fine line between both. And then it's also cool because some maps are only limiting cars of certain types.
Okay.
So it kind of gives you a reason to just try to soup up all the cars. You know what I mean? The stats might be crappy, but there might be some areas that you can only use, like, a Japanese car or a European car or something like that.
Okay. Is it like a campaign?
No.
Like where you start as a farm boy and then you like move your way into like the big circuits? Or
well, I mean, now that I think about it, maybe that's what they're trying to do.
but no actual like cutscenes or anything like
correct.
that?
You just progress towards all the little, there's a bunch of things offered, and you just try to get a completion and get the reward for each of the maps.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I mean, maybe that's what they're going for.
They missed the mark then, if that's the case, man. Because it's like, no pun intended, but if you started off like with like a little scene, a cutscene or whatever, and you like a farm boy on, and you've been doing that stuff in your backyard, and then all of a sudden somebody's like, oh, there's races that takes place over here, and then you just running your thing up, and then next thing you know, you make it like all the way down to like some NASCAR type shit.
That'd be cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that'd be like a dope little storyline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least it'd be like a little bit more substance to the game besides race here in this, you know what I mean, type stuff.
Yeah, that'd actually be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. Use your race winnings to buy a car. Right. Or your dad gives you this junker. He's like, oh, fix this thing up now that you have some money.
Yeah, or you're just like playing with it, and then you decide, I'm going to take it down on the street, you know what I mean? Or whatever.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
But the game runs really good.
Okay.
It looks really good. And, I haven't played any matches online yet because I've just been souping up all my cars in the single player.
Now, does it matter like how upgraded your car is when you go into multiplayer?
Yeah, because you have all your different stats.
Okay.
So I was trying to upgrade all the basic components of my car that had no negative things, like new exhausts and new engines and transmissions and all that stuff. Luckily, a lot of the cosmetic stuff has no effect.
Oh, okay.
So like the wheels and the grill, and you could have like some body kits, some like fender flares, all that stuff is just costs a little bit of money. So you can make your car look pretty cool.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
So yeah, so overall the game is pretty fun, but I know online is supposed to be the funnest component, but I haven't touched the online yet just because I was like, all right, let me soup up my car enough.
Right. You want to have a good car for your dog in the fight. Yeah.
So I've been playing that a little bit, and then I've been playing some of the Burning Crusade pre-patch.
Okay.
So that's been kind of cool. I'll talk about it during the quick shots because last week the pre-patch to the expansion came out. And then there's some shenanigans going on there.
Okay.
But overall, it's pretty cool. I'm playing with one of my old friends from high school. Shout out to you, Julio. So yeah, my buddy Julio hit me up, and he's playing. He used to play way back in the day, and I used to play with him in high school. So it's kind of cool to play with him again. You know,
okay,
kind of like
cool.
But anywho, that's what I've been playing, man. What about yourself? What you been up to?
So basically, like my whole week's been filled with Days Gone, man. I was trying to see if I could progress forward through the story, because like I said, you know, it's so open world, and then you have like a bunch of different camps everywhere.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty much like you go to the camps, you have like a relationship already built with these camps, so you're it's introducing you to that relationship and that dynamic you have, and then as you go out and search for other things or go and complete missions for other camps, they give you more missions. So you'll get a call saying, hey, I got something for you over here, and then it'll, you know, ping on your map or whatever, and then you have other things. So the story is about a guy who's lost his wife, and he's just trying to find his wife, you know. So he's trying to survive and in hopes to maybe one day find his wife, if she's alive or not, or at least find out what happened to her, because he sent her off on a helicopter, and now he can't, you know, he doesn't know where she's at. So he's basically just surviving all these years through this, you know, little zombie like apocalypse, you know, whatever. But so like at first I thought the whole thing was like, oh, you finding your bike, like fixing your bike and then getting your bike so that you can go, you know, to some other side or whatever. But after a while, you know, it doesn't end up like that. Like you end up juicing your bike as much as possible and nothing happens, you know what I mean? So it's all about the storylines. And this game is weird because there's so many different storylines. Like they have percentages on a lot of them. So like helping the weak is like one of them. I Remember is like another, where you'll kind of go back into like past experiences with your wife or whatever in the game, and so you'll kind of recap those and everything, and they're like pre-apocalypse and stuff like that, and then like they let you know what happened when the shit went down and all that stuff. And then you have like storylines with your friend, his name is Boozer, and then you have other storylines with the factions or whatever that are involved with the area. So you can choose to finish all of those storylines if you want, or you can try to find specific storylines, which I see now are the yellow ones when they come up on your map. They're like yellow icons or whatever. There's also another storyline that deals with Nero, which is like the big company, kind of like the Umbrella Corp type thing, okay. You know what I mean? Where it's like the big company that had something to do with everything.
Gotcha.
And they're like the helicopters that you see flying overhead and stuff like that from time to time. So you can do that storyline as well. And so I was trying to figure out, like, how do I progress the story, right? Because I enjoy the game and I want to know more about the story, but it seems like there's a lot of stuff that can just have you there collecting camp points, you know, and stuff like that for like long periods of time. Like it's really long, especially when they want you to get like 3 ranks on each camp. They don't want you to get, but you can get. So it seemed like once I got to one camp, that was like the end of the road for that. I didn't have to search for another camp. I could just keep on doing quests for that camp, and they popped up very often. So once I did that, I was able to upgrade my camp, but that's just to help you get like better weapons and things like that. And then you keep progressing through the story as you're going, but because the story involves that one camp, you keep progressing that camp. So anyways, I finally made it to like, I guess like the second, I don't know if it's the second half or towards the end of the game, but it was like a long road, you know. I was having fun with it. I am having fun with it. So I really enjoy that game. I'm surprised that it got like whatever, you know, Metacritic stuff. It got, I think, like in the 70s or the 80s maybe. I think it's probably 80s, I think, just not 90s. But it's a really good game.
Nice.
It kind of sucks that there's like no DLC for it, at least that I know of. There might be some DLC for it.
I'm surprised they kind of jumped ship on that game, because it sounds like you're having a good time, and I know I've been seeing you play it on there, and I know I've seen a lot of people on my friends list too playing it, at some point, So I don't know. I'm kind of shocked that they just jump ship, no DLC, no nothing.
Yeah, I can see why people are like upset. Like, what? There's no 2? Like, I don't know what the ending is like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I'm still going through that, but all of the different aspects, you see, it's just like you got like a camp of just survivors. You know what I mean? And they've always got like one leader in charge of them, and then you've got another camp which is like a slave camp. Because everybody that's there has to work for that camp and and do something. And then you have like this other camp, it's on a lake, you know what I mean, and that's kind of like a more peaceful one. It seems like the only one that's really had like a bad rep is the slave camp. But they require everybody to work. Like if you ain't going out making runs to pick up supplies and stuff, you out in the fields trying to tend to like plants and things like that, and stuff. So I like the gunplay on there, the different guns that they have.
Is it third person or is it first person?
It's third.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, but it's there's one aspect that I don't like, and it's the fact that when people die, you can pick up their weapons. So they have like a grade system where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like 1 is like poor, the other one is like okay, and then it's like good, and then it's like great, like superior quality or whatever. And so like sometimes you may find like a level 3 graded weapon, but if you did not buy the weapon from the market of the people that sell weapons to you, then you don't have that weapon permanently. So you have like a locker, and you have your primary, your secondary, and then you have your special weapon. So if you find a special weapon out there, because you didn't buy it, you don't keep it. So
That's
like if I swap the weapon, like I can't go to my locker and then put that weapon away and grab a different weapon. Like if I lose that weapon, I lose it. So
That's
like I had you come across these guys, part of the Ripper clan or whatever, and they have like a light machine gun. So shit spits like 55 bullets, holds like like 500 and something.
Dang.
Rounds in the magazine, or not in the magazine, but just in your inventory. So it's like, you can shred with that stuff and it hits hard, but I progressed through the storyline, and then at one point of the story I was given a gun, or I took a gun, and it was a sniper rifle, and now I no longer have the light machine gun. So I have to go and find the guy with the light machine gun and kill him again to get that back. Because I didn't, I didn't achieve that rank at a camp to be able to purchase it.
Oh, I see. But if you would have bought it, then it unlocks it for your account or something like that.
Yeah, you unlock it. So like anytime you would switch to a different weapon, you would be able to retrieve that weapon that you've already purchased before back in the locker or at the market with the person that sells the guns and stuff like that.
That's a weird mechanic. The only thing I think of is maybe balance. Like, okay, we introduced like a rocket launcher, but it's too OP, so you can't keep using it or stash it until the end of the game when you unlock it. But still, if you're just killing hordes of zombies, it shouldn't really matter about a gun being too OP.
Well, you're killing hordes of zombies, and you're also killing people too, that you come across from time to time. But the balance in that, excuse me, is that certain weapons just fall a lot. You know what I mean? Like they got AK type of weapons that are always falling, but they're grade 1. You know what I mean? So, if you've got a weapon that's like a grade 3, you probably won't see it that often. So the only way to actually get ammo is to fill up at camp, or you may find like little ammo containers that are out in the world that hold all the types of ammo. So that's the way you're able to replenish that ammo. If not, that gun is like dead until you find an ammo container.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that's the balance for it. If you can't find RPGs everywhere. So if you found an RPG, you keep that shit. You're just going to have to keep it until you're able to get ammo. And then, you just stock up. And it's nice too, because you can put like extra ammo on your bike, and you can upgrade that satchel to hold like more, like 2 sets of extra ammo. So, you could try to get rid of a horde and then run back to your bike, refill, and then, keep going at it or whatever.
That's pretty cool.
It's really fun. So if I recommend, if any of you guys still have not played Days Gone and you have a PlayStation 5 or even a PS4 or whatever, just check it out.
Nice.
It's pretty good. I think it just released on PC, or it's going to release on PC soon.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Nice.
But before we get into the quick shots, we wanted to remind you guys that this is the last week for the giveaway. We just decided to push it back 1 week because, as you see, Ray is not here. So he'll be back next week. So basically on Saturday morning, we're going to go live on Instagram, and then we're going to do the name pickings for the two people for the $20 gift card. So if you have not yet and you would like to enter, subscribe to the channel, and then comment in this video or any of the past videos that have like giveaway in the title or whatever, and we'll get you in there. And so we'll do that. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing if anybody appears online, because I mean our Instagram is pretty scanty, you know. So if you'd like to follow the Instagram page, then that's cool too. It's at We Love Gaming Pod. Yeah, follow the Twitter as well. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if anybody pops in, you know, to join us or whatnot. But you know, we'll be recording as well as, you know, on the live, so we'll have it both, you know, for on the podcast for the next week or whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, so going into the first set of quick shots, since we already talked about it, let's go ahead and do the Burning Crusade patch fail.
Sure.
Let's start with that one.
Sure. So this week, the Burning Crusade pre-patch came out. And what that does is it adds a lot of talents. It pretty much adds a couple quests. It adds like a lot of quality of life improvements, like a little faster EXP rates, increased quest EXP. But the day it was supposed to come out, the servers were down. And this is pretty standard. They'll take the servers down because they have to clone, you know, they have to sell everyone these $15 clones. So they're cloning the servers. They're separating the client out. So now there's 3 clients for World of Warcraft. There's the Classic, there's the Burning Crusade, and then there's the standard retail game.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about, for like the clients, you're talking about like the launch icon or something like that you have to do on your computer? Okay.
Yes. So they added just the Burning Crusade one this week, and the servers were supposed to be down to 3 o'clock. Then they said it was pushed back to 6. Then they said it was pushed back to 10. Then they said it was pushed back to 1 a.m. Then it said it was pushed back to 2 a.m. And then it came out sometime in the middle of the night / early in the morning. Yeah. I think around like 2 or 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah. And it finally came out. So everyone was pretty hyped. But the thing that they messed up is PvP. So you remember when we used to do Battlegrounds, and at the end of the match, you get, if you win or lose, you'll get either a little bit or a lot of honor.
Yeah, like a decent amount, probably like 200 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So what they did was you're getting times 10 the amount of honor that you normally got. So if you did like a Arathi Basin or War Song, you got about 2,000 or so. Damn. And if you did a Ultric Valley, you got 3 to even sometimes 4,000. Whoa. So keep in mind, the most honor you can have is 75,000. That's the cap.
Okay.
So, you know,
a week, right? Or just period?
Permanent. Like that's the max.
Okay.
If you have that much, you could pretty much buy everything you want.
Yeah.
You know. So the honor was so fast, people were hitting that cap on the first day. People were just maxing out. All right, let me go with my other characters. Just max out so that when the Burning Crusade comes and I hit level 70,
you just get all the good honor.
I could buy all the new stuff, you know, and I didn't have to do anything. Yeah. I just spent one little day. People literally in less than a day were just maxing out. And it was weird because later in the day, me and my friend Julio, we were doing some Battlegrounds. Right. And we would just get kicked. And it would just, the whole match would end, and we would go to queue back up, and it normally tells you if there's games in progress. There'd be no games in progress. Wow. So we would queue up, and then boom, it would just kick us. So they kept like just kicking everyone out of PvP, and then they hot fixed it, so they applied it while the servers were live. And they reduced honor by a factor of 10. So instead of getting, you know, sometimes 3,000 to 4,000. You were lucky if you got 300 to 400. You know, most of the time you got like 100, maybe 200
to keep that slow grind.
So so luckily I played a couple games. I didn't go hard like other people because I just assumed, oh, okay, well this is how it is. They're trying to just catch people up. Yeah. But they admitted, oh, it was a glitch. It was a bug.
So how much honor did you end up?
I got
getting?
20,000.
20? Okay, that's not bad.
So.
Yeah, you were able to get at least a little bit before they freaking booted everybody.
So when I started doing PvP again, I was like, dude, I'm getting like 100, 200 a game. Screw this crap. This is not even worth it. I got 4,000 a game before. Yeah. And I was like, but I'm still doing it just for fun, just to mess around. And then everyone cried and complained, like, you should remove it from all the people who already got, max. You should delete it. So then they said, okay, we're doubling it. Okay. So they said they're gonna double it.
Yeah.
So we'll see how fast that is. Obviously, it's not as good as times 10.
Nah.
But I mean, I guess times 2 is better than nothing.
Yeah, I was never really like a Battlegrounds type of guy, but that would definitely make me want to get in if I could get like some of the good armor that you get just for doing that. Like, yeah, dude. So I guess like those people that freaking stayed up until it finally went live for sure, like benefited the most.
Yeah, those people who got in and were doing Battlegrounds straight off the jump.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just assumed, maybe this is what the numbers, because I mean they're changing so many little things, so obviously it wasn't how it was back in the day, but I just assumed, all right, maybe they beefed it up because we only got 2 weeks till the expansion comes out, so maybe it was some sort of catch-up mechanic. But it was a glitch, and there's a lot of other little glitches too that didn't exist before, but overall it's pretty cool. But people are pretty, I guess, upset. Oh, and there was a super long queue too. There's like, when I got on, it made me wait like an hour and a half.
Damn.
So, yeah, there's a couple thousand people online to get in. So, that was only on the first day. Yeah. After that,
it was good.
After that, you just get on automatically. So, yeah, that was the little issue that happened,
You said there was like an issue with like the mail or something like that?
Oh, yeah. So, the reason why they pushed it back was they claimed that when they cloned everything, there was an issue with the mail, I believe, getting deleted. Okay. So they weren't able to clone the mail correctly. So that's why they had to keep trying to replicate the servers and fix the issue with the mail. Because what people were doing was they were mailing just items to themselves.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Because I think if you got a certain amount of the PvP marks, you could only get 20 back then. Now you can get 100. I think if you got extra ones, you could I think you could mail them. I don't know. People were just mailing themselves a shit ton of stuff. I don't know why. But all that stuff got deleted. So they had to keep trying to clone the servers and get that issue fixed. That's what people were saying, that the mail service was just hosed when they replicated the server. So
yeah, I was gonna ask you what would be the issue with mail, but if you're mailing something to yourself, then yeah, I could see the problem. You just mailed yourself some high-end gear and then shit's gone. Like that would suck.
Yeah. So the one thing though, people were, I think some people's marks of honor, that's what you get from the Battlegrounds. You get honor and then the little tokens. There's some issue too that people's tokens were getting deleted. Okay. And then you have to go on the website if that happened to you and like fill out a little ticket, and then they could like restore deleted mail or some shit like that. But yeah, man, it was very interesting. So did that hype you up to play the Burning Crusade?
Nah, not at all, dude. I mean, that would have been pretty dope if they were letting you speed your way through the Battlegrounds hoopla and stuff like that, so you could get that good gear and whatnot. Yeah. And I could see how a lot of people would not play it as much just because it's like, oh, well, you got the taste of 4,000 honor, and now you're getting like 100, 400. If you're gonna give me 800, like, you know what I mean? It's still not as juicy as when you first gave it to me, but. Yeah. It is what it is. But I used to be a fan of World of Warcraft, and it was only because I was playing with friends. Yeah. And then after a while, it just got boring to me. Gotcha. So I've never really been interested in that game. But gotcha. It's cool to whoever is playing it. Hopefully they fix all of the crap that's that's going on with it and make it enjoyable. Especially since it's old shit that they're bringing. To this new age, and it's like it should be like plug and play. It should be simple, Yeah. But yeah. So for the next Quickshot Horizon, I think it's West. Yeah. Right. Horizon Survival West or something. Forgotten West. Lets players feel the grass. So it allows you to use the haptic feedback on your controller to literally, I guess, rumble as you're like running through the grass. Yeah. And other things. I think they were saying that it could have implementations for like if you're swimming or things like that.
That'd be dope.
You know what I mean? So I thought that was pretty cool. It seems like something that you kind of get already in some of these games. You know, like as you're running, you kind of feel small rumbles.
Yeah, small
you know what I
vibrations.
mean, when you're moving and things like that. So if it's more amplified, or if it's some way to make it like a wispy type of feel on your controller, I don't even know how that would be possible. But because grass isn't like, running through rubble or something like that. You know what I mean? It should be soft, but it's there. So I'm interested to see like what kind of shit they're doing with it.
I'm interested too how they're gonna add that textured feeling of grass. It got me thinking of other things like, are they gonna implement wind? Some, like, if there's gusts of wind, are you gonna feel something? Are you gonna hear something on the controller? But I really feel like the new DualSense controller is like, truly next gen. I think that will carry, especially the exclusives. It'll make all the exclusives better. And I'm just surprised that, Microsoft didn't kind of innovate at all with their controller, because they're really left in the dust. I mean, I like the Microsoft controller, of course. It feels good, but it's, man, at this point, we're going on what, 7-8 year old controller.
Yeah.
So, Sony, good job to you, because you won the controller award. That's for darn sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking of Xbox controllers, did you happen to see that commercial that they had recently put out? I think it was like last week or something like that, where they were showcasing the Xbox controller, the new Xbox controller, and it's literally the one with the share button that's in the middle or whatever. But they were saying that like there was like a different texture or something like that on the controller. It wasn't smooth.
I saw that like 2 weeks ago, and I forgot to show you guys.
Yeah,
but I was like, new. They were literally trying to sell it as it was new.
Yeah, it's I was like, nah, dude.
They showed a couple colors, like that was a new thing. You could always get all these colors, from their store online. You can customize the controller any way you want.
Right.
But yeah, they were literally trying to pretend like this is some new innovation. And I was like, if you would have just changed the timestamp to like 2015, the video would have still been relevant, the same.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, I do need to get a second Xbox controller. So I have my eye on that red one with the white backing.
Okay.
Just because I like red. So I'm glad that the price is the same. It's not like you have to pay extra for a red or anything, $5 extra for a red, but it's what it is. But I thought that was funny that you would see that, a commercial for that. It's like, we're past that. Why is this getting re-released out here? Like, I guess the editor finally finished with all the CG he was doing or something like that.
Probably.
Yeah. But moving on to the next one. So The Last of Us Part 2 is actually getting a patch, a performance patch for the PS5. So this one is good news to a lot of people that really enjoyed that game and want to get back into it. I guess it's going to give you 60 frames per second.
Yeah, so I think it's a performance mode, right? You have to toggle it on.
Right. So it's kind of like the other ones. Like some of the other games that what was the other one that
Demon Souls had that?
That you right. Demon Souls did have like a toggle one, but there was another game. I think it was Ratchet and Clank, that was like 30, but you could toggle it to 60.
So I didn't download the latest.
Old school
yeah. So I don't know if it's just a permanent thing on that one.
Yeah, I think that one was a toggle one, okay, just because it may affect how people would play it on the PS4 or something like that.
Got you.
Or whatever. So, but yeah. So I mean, the fact that they gave this little performance patch is cool. 60 frames per second is lovely. The game already looks amazing.
Yeah, now it'll feel amazing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's native 4K or not. I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to go back and look at it or whatever and see. But it looked like in the article that I read that it was pretty much like what they were saying was like the first of the patches, because I guess a lot of people have been wanting it to get to PS5. And keep in mind, this is a PS4 game that they're still doing improvements on and stuff like that. So they're bringing this PS4 game to the PS5. They're adding the 60 frames per second upgrade on there. So I want to see them add the native 4K or even ray tracing onto that thing. You know what I mean? Like, I want the whole shebang. So I want like a PS5 icon for, Last of Us.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're trying to do these patches for it and whatnot. And I guess they're slowly but surely doing it. So hopefully we'll see more upgrades in the future.
Yeah. It's definitely a good sign because, Ratchet and Clank, The Last of Us, it seems like they're probably all of the PlayStation Studios games.
Yeah,
at some point or another.
Before even Ratchet and Clank, they did Days Gone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, it seems like all of the titles eventually, we'll get them. It's kind of weird how they stagger it out, because you would think, because The Last of Us is a pretty new game, that they would have this ready for day one, PlayStation 5 launch, just because the game was recently developed.
Right.
Last year it just came out.
Yeah, so, I believe it came out while the PS5 was out, right?
I don't recall. I think it was pretty close, before, I believe. But yeah, this is awesome news. I can't wait when I play it. At least I'll get to play it in 60 FPS. So
yeah, are you gonna play it?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna play it.
Okay,
I'm gonna play it. It's on my to-do list. I need to play I need to finish Last of Us 1. I need to finish The Last of Us 2, because I know they're great games. You know what I mean? So
yeah, for sure. And so for our next one, Watch Dogs Legion gets a 60 frames per second patch. So I thought this one was kind of cool, because I actually still have Watch Dogs Legion, and it has not been opened yet.
Because you got it for a good price, right?
Yeah, I got it for like $30. Nice. I mean, it might be cheaper now, or it might still be $30. I'd have to see.
Nice.
But yeah, so I got that one for 30. I just never got around to playing it because there was other stuff that I wanted to check out. So I might actually pop it in and play it after I get done with Days Gone, just to see it. But there's also some other stuff coming out soon, so I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I do want to play it since I bought the damn thing, and I can't really just take it back, and get my money back for it.
Yeah, I know Sir Knight liked Watch Dogs Legions a lot from what he told us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he said it was like based upon like one character, so that's the only thing that's kind of making me apprehensive on it. Like, if I don't get this freaking construction worker character, then it's not going to be as versatile or as fun, to be mobile in there. But
we'll see. I probably won't buy Watch Dogs Legion. I never really got into the franchise. I remember when I went to Comic-Con, I don't remember in what year, but that was the year before the PlayStation was coming out. I got to feel the controller. I got to play Octodad, which I thought was cool at the time.
It's a weird game.
It is weird. But there was a line for Watch Dogs, and I got in the line, and then we went to some like little booth, and they played a little trailer, and I thought we were gonna play it. That's what I was going in there.
Okay.
But it ended up being some just like trailer for the game, and I was like, oh, that's cool. You can hack stuff, and but for some reason I just never really got around to playing this. But maybe at some point, maybe you can let me borrow it and I'll try it out.
Yeah, for sure. You could definitely borrow it. I really enjoyed Watch Dogs 1 because it was kind of just like another GTA type of game, but you could hack in it and whatnot. So it was cool. I had fun with it. I wanted to get Watch Dogs 2, but just never got around to getting it. You know what I mean? I don't even know if they gave it for free yet or not. I think they might have. I want to say they might.
Did they ever give Watch Dogs number 1 away for free?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I
don't even know either for that one. But yeah, so this one, it's a different aspect of it, but I liked the series. It was just like one of those things that, too much shit comes up, and then you just don't get around to it. You know?
I got you.
Like I had bought the Watch Dogs Legion it was a PS4 copy because it gives you a free upgrade to PS5, but I had bought this stuff before I even got a PS5, and so I was kind of at that point where I was like stubborn and didn't want to open up another PlayStation game until I got a PS5 to play it on.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because I was like buying these for the PS5 that I was gonna get, and so because it took me so long, I ended up just holding them for a cool minute. You know what I mean? So they just kept getting shelved, with other things coming up.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so I'll definitely check that out, and I'll let you guys know what I think about the frames per second. I don't know if there'll be a toggle or not, but I'll at least give my opinion about the game because Ray has his also.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We'll get to that. And then so I believe that was actually the last quick shot that we had for this week. So getting into the main topics, the PS5 has sold more than the Xbox Series X in the first quarter.
Yeah, more than double.
Yeah. So I mean, go ahead. Give what you're gonna give.
It was quite obvious that the PS5 was more scarce, that was selling more, but more than double. It's hard to believe because going to stores, the Xbox has still been out of stock everywhere. I don't see it. The Xbox Series X, of course. I seen the S. A lot of screenshots and people are saying that's available at some places, but it's kind of hard to believe that they literally sold double. To me, that's kind of like, did they create double? Did they have, more than double stock on hand? Because like I haven't seen Xboxes in stores, so they're all sold out too. So Sony must have done a better job at making more PlayStations available to sell. Obviously, it's more popular too, but that's kind of what came to mind personally.
Yeah, so this was world console hardware sales.
Mm-hmm.
So that seeing that, right, and just to give you guys an idea of the numbers, it was 1.31 million for the Xbox Series X, and then 2.83 million for the PlayStation 5. So basically, what I'm seeing there is I account that largely to the Asian countries. So I'm thinking that the PlayStation sold like hand over fist more than the freaking Xbox in Japan, and all the other places over there, for overseas and stuff, Europe, everything. Like I think overseas they got a lot of PlayStation sales, and I know that PlayStation is way more popular in Japan than the Xbox is.
Right.
So I think that's where I would accumulate a lot of that, and then I was having to race and fight for the PlayStation 5, but as I told you guys, I got my Xbox just like looking at it, waking up that morning, the next morning or whatever, when all that shit was releasing, and there was still, systems, And then, side note, I think I've heard recently that they're starting to allow consoles to just be available, like, that you could walk in and purchase if you see it on the shelf.
Nice.
Instead of shit strictly being online. So that's good. Hopefully you guys are lucky enough to, if you haven't gotten one and you'd like one, to be able to go into a Target or something like that, or a Walmart, and just be able to grab the shit off the shelf if it's still sitting,
Yeah, I seen pictures on social media about the Xbox Series S. Mm-hmm. Supposedly that's been at a lot of stores.
I've been seeing the S just sitting quite a bit as far as like online and stuff like that, and hearing about it quite often, online, just being able to go to GameStop and like an S is there, you know what I mean? But a lot of people ain't trying to get that S with that half terabyte chalk on there, so but it's definitely interesting to see to try to find out what powers these sales, you know what I mean? Like what is actually the reason why PlayStation is sold more. And this is still with everything being super limited, with them having these shortages of parts and different things like that, and trying to figure out ways around it. Like all of these numbers are still with that, you know what I mean? As many people as wanted a PlayStation and could not get one, and they still sold double.
That's true. That's true. I think though, like you were saying, internationally the PlayStation is much more popular in every other country. The Xbox is pretty, has a lot of fans in North America, but that's pretty much it. Mm-hmm. When the Xbox launched in Japan, I think it barely maybe sold 100,000 units. And then when
I thought for some reason it was like 1,000.
Maybe it was. Like it was in the thousands. They didn't even hit million. It was still in the thousands. It was low. It was low. And then when the Xbox Series X launched, it sold a little bit better than the Xbox One.
Right.
But it was still in the, still in the thousands range. It wasn't very much. So you got a point there. But I wish I knew how much how many PlayStations were created, how many Xboxes were created, because I have a feeling that maybe Sony pumped out more PlayStations altogether than Xbox. But with all these Xbox Series S's we see, maybe that's where all the maybe they didn't do an even split. Maybe they made more S's than they did X's. So who knows? But I know Phil Spencer did say that the S long term, that would be the better seller just because it's cheaper, more accessible. But like you're saying with the hard drive, it's a pretty decent value. But for a digital only machine, come on, give us 1 terabyte. That would be perfect.
I mean, it's not as bad right now with the Xbox and the digital copies that they sell on their store. You know what I mean? I think that they give fairly decent deals, and then the fact that you have Game Pass, they're not necessarily worried about trying to make you pay full price, but just to be at the mercy of PlayStation, and whenever they decide to make something a sale or whatever, and you have an all digital console, like I just wouldn't feel comfortable with that. Like I want options, I want to be able to go to Tom from OfferUp and get his used copy or whatever,
or
for
borrow a
lot
copy,
cheaper. Or borrow one from my friends or something like that, and be able to do that. So it's just going discless just doesn't seem like feasible to me. Like it just doesn't seem logical.
I am gonna get the Xbox One S, and I've been meaning to get one, and I do want them so I can re-up my Game Pass subscription and play all these games,
right?
Because I do miss playing games on my Xbox. It's just I don't think I would buy an Xbox disc. I would buy a PlayStation disc all the time.
Yeah.
But just for Xbox, right now, because they have no exclusives, I mean, Game Pass is literally all you need.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, all their exclusives would be on Game Pass as well. So yeah. So I see the it
true.
not being a necessity for the disc. Which is why I say, like, it doesn't seem like it's as much of a problem to go with an all digital console, but it's just like having that option. You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't want to, like, my boy Brahms, shout out to you, Brahms. He like refuses to buy Game Pass. He doesn't believe in Game Pass like that.
So does he have an Xbox?
He does have an Xbox, but I think he's more of a PC guy.
Gotcha.
And he has a PlayStation as well. But I think he has an Xbox One or something like that. But he doesn't want to buy Game Pass because he just doesn't think it's like as good of a value or whatever for as much as you're paying for it. It's pretty pricey. But the fact that we got all these games, he's got a whole bunch of stuff he wants to play on PlayStation. You know what I mean? He'd rather just buy one game and play that, also because his time is a little bit, constricted or whatnot.
Gotcha.
So, so I mean, he's watched a lot of our shows, and we are always talking about Game Pass, but he still is not sold on it just because of the fact that he'll sit there and spend like maybe 4 or 5 months just on one game, So he's probably takes his time with it almost as much as like Anthony would on a PlayStation game or whatever. But Anthony's just really slow. But so moving on to the next topic, we have Netflix, and it looks like they're trying to get into developing games.
Yeah. So in this recent article, it's Netflix has been looking to get into the gaming space. They think with all of their IPs that they have some, good IPs up their sleeve.
Right.
Stranger Things comes to mind as they could probably make some pretty awesome Stranger Things games. They just have a lot of cool,
probably do some with Umbrella Academy.
Yeah. They have so many cool, shows that, that would be perfect for them. So I think that they didn't really go into specifics of the service, of course, because this is still, early stages. But I see it along the lines of like Luna from Amazon, Google Stadia.
Yeah.
I don't have much faith in them, to be honest. I think it'll be like a Google Stadia scenario, where
it started and then it just dies out quick.
Yes, it loses steam so quickly. But who knows? Internationally, they do have a lot of awesome shows. So maybe they can get more customers than Google would get, because Google has its fanboys, of course. But I think maybe a Netflix show can have more pull than maybe Google. Who knows? But I hope that they don't flop and flounder. I hope that this is actually a legit contender, an alternative to Game Pass. You know what I mean?
If it plays better than xCloud, then that would be a good thing. If there was some way that you could, like for Netflix's original series, they allow you to download the series into the app. You know what I mean? Dope. So if you could sit there and it's just like you're using the same Netflix app, but you're able to just slide all the way to the games category, and then you're able to pick a game, and you can download the game straight to your phone, like that would be cool. You know what I mean? And even if they just started with indies, like they don't even have to go big. Like if they just, made a Stranger Things video game indie style, you know what I mean? And pixelated 8-bit, version or whatever, some Stranger Things shit. Yeah. Like, I think that would work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think their strength will be all their exclusives. Because something like Google Stadia, there's like one exclusive that comes to mind. There's probably more, but that's not really something you go to for anything exclusive. The experience sucks compared to everything else.
Right.
The games are very limited. So if Netflix, like you're saying, if they make some dope indie games, what if they make games like, Stardew Valley, but reskin it for like a show, I feel like they can make some cool little, they have they make the Castlevania show.
Oh, yeah.
So what if they make a little
new Castlevania? I mean, that IP is taken by Capcom, but.
Yeah, but maybe they could work something out, I don't know.
Yeah.
They could definitely do some cool stuff. And on top of that, if they do offers, just like their Netflix streaming service, stuff by other studios, maybe they can focus on indies and getting indies. Because you saw, how much Epic paid for some of those indies, pennies on a dollar. So
right.
I'm sure they would be willing to make a deal with Netflix to have some of those small indie games, So, yeah, dude, I think they could be onto something if they follow that recipe.
Yeah, the only thing that I was worried about in that article that I read about it was that it was saying that there would be like a high paywall for it. And I've already got, 2 paywalls with Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I necessarily want another one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to increase my Netflix subscription from the $14 it is now to like
because I think it's going up again.
Something.
It's going up to like 17 or something.
Yeah. So
I think they need to do the strategy with the original streaming service. Remember back in the day where if you had Netflix, you had the mail-in service and you had the online service as
like
one.
$7.
Yes. And then they announced we're splitting them out. If you want the mail, it's $7. If you want the streaming, it's $7. They branched them completely off.
Right.
I think maybe if they do a similar thing at first, while they don't have many games, offer it included with your subscription. Or maybe it's an extra like $2 add-on. You know what I mean? And
on
then
some like GameFly type shit. You know, where they'll send you the actual disc or something.
But yeah, I just mean, I hope they just add it for super cheap while it's growing. And then when people try it and they like it and they're like, oh, there's a demand for this, then maybe they can separate it off. But like you're saying, if it is a high paywall, no one will pay $14 for this, in my opinion. No one will probably pay 10. It's going to have to be really...
They would have to come with something heavy out the gate. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't think you could charge $15 a month for like a couple of indies. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think you'd have to come in big on like some Amazon's New World type shit. You know what I mean? It's not going to be good, but at least it's big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
sure.
I don't know.
But yeah, this is an interesting one, man. This was one that, Google couldn't do it, but maybe Netflix can. Maybe they have the talent.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of GameFly, did you end up turning back the Pokemon Snap?
So, yes, but I haven't got Returnal. So I added 3 games total on my thing.
Okay.
I added Shin Megami Tensei, which I think it comes out on Tuesday.
Okay.
So I added a couple games that didn't come out yet.
Yeah.
So I might remove it and make sure I get Returnal. Because
you gonna put Biomutant on there?
Anything that hasn't come out yet, you can add.
Okay.
So I'll add a couple more games to my list, or I'll remove some games to see. But I don't think they received it yet. So hopefully this week I get an email saying that they mailed out my Returnal or whatever I decide. Man. Yeah, because I think my subscription ends in like a week or 2.
Okay.
I just saw the deal though. On a side note, it was $30 for 2 months or 3 months, and that was the 2-game deal.
Okay.
So I might, it was on a Groupon kind of thing.
Nice.
So I might hit that up because if I get 2 games at a time, it makes a lot more.
2 games a month for $30
for 2 or 3 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's not an amazing deal, but could at least try more games that way.
Yeah, as long as they have them. I just fear that you'd be stuck. You know what I mean? With like waiting on a game or something like that for like way too long. Yeah. But yeah. So the next topic is the PlayStation Studios and Steam. It looks like on Steam, PlayStation Studios has finally put up their own like section
company
or whatever.
Page or whatever.
Yeah, and so on there it lists like 41 games. I think at the top, for like the first one that's going on there is Days Gone. And it's, so it's finally released for the PC. And then I think on there it shows that there's only it shows 41 in total, but you can only see like 24.
Gotcha.
And it looks like a lot of that has to deal with like DLC and stuff. So it's interesting that they finally created their own page.
Oh yeah.
It looks like, there's no exclusivity deal going on with Epic. If they're doing that, they're putting everything out there on Steam and available, to anybody who's got like any of these little services to purchase these games from. But what's weird is like I don't recall Days Gone having any DLC. So I mean, somebody in the comments, you can correct me if I'm wrong, if you do know about a DLC. But if there is DLC, then that means it's literally coming out exclusively for the PC.
Yeah. I didn't go through the list and see all the DLCs that was available, but was it specific to Days Gone? Because I just thought there was DLC for games, but not specifically for Days Gone.
Yeah, I don't think it's specific to Days Gone because I think they have they mentioned Horizon Zero Dawn and a couple of the other games that are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think anything is out yet.
Yeah.
But it's like, these are the games that are coming or whatever.
Yeah.
But there is 24 listed. That you can see.
Yeah.
And it says 41. So either they're gonna dump a lot of the catalog onto Steam, or maybe there's something else going on there. But I'm interested to see kind of like what you find when you check out Steam.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this is a good move, for all the PC players. We literally just talked about Epic. Was it last week? We recently talked about Epic, and I said, it was too cheap, the 200 million.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much Steam. I wonder if they worked a deal with Steam. I mean, we probably would never know, right? But
I mean, yeah, they I'm sure Steam gets a percentage, a cut.
I wonder what their deal is, because Sony's very, with their deals. So I wonder how much of a cut Steam is getting. Mm-hmm. I wonder if Steam probably didn't mind because, they want to have
they want everything to be available on their platforms.
Yeah, because Steam is pretty awesome. They have pretty much everything. So I love Steam as a service, and it's very popular. Everyone knows about Steam. So I'm very excited, to see where this goes, and I hope it's not all old games. I hope we get some more modern titles. You know what I mean? Let's take a look here.
Returnal for $50.
Brand
new.
Probably talk them down. At least 40.
Maybe 40, 45.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so I mean, to see what they have on there, what they finally release, and have available for everybody, that'd be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So maybe if there is DLC for Days Gone, maybe they will end up releasing some DLC to kind of help ease people who really wanted like a Days Gone 2 or whatever to come out.
I'm gonna look it up real quick. Hold on. Let me see if there's something in the works.
Okay. Yeah. And what I was showing him was that on OfferUp somebody had like Returnal, which is brand new, sealed for $50. So I am still looking because I do want to get it. I know Steven was talking about it before. Yeah. So I do want to get it, but I'm just looking for that good deal, man, because paying $70 for it, that also has me thinking about Deathloop, because Deathloop is supposed to be
exclusive.
Is
it timed exclusive? Because I know it's exclusive.
It's supposed to be a PS5 exclusive, but it might be timed. It might be a timed exclusive because it's Bethesda or whatever. But I know that that's supposed to be like a roguelike game as well, because you're trying to assassinate like everybody down the line, and you're gonna die and then reset or whatever. So I'm sure that's gonna be $70 as well. So we kind of got to hold that one, even if it's Bethesda, who makes AAA titles, right?
Or that one's 60.
Is it 60?
Yeah, and the weird thing is, PlayStation Plus subscribers can get it early for only $53.
$53?
It's been on sale.
Oh, for PlayStation Plus, huh?
Yeah. For some reason, it has some like weird. I always think it's sketch when a game is on sale before it comes out. I always feel like that's like a recipe for disaster. But PlayStation is locked behind PlayStation Plus, so.
You're right. $60 and it's $53.99.
Yeah, weird, huh?
Why is it that a AAA title or company like freaking Bethesda can do a roguelike game for $60, but you have an indie studio like House Marquee that decides to drop a game for $70.
Hey man, it's game drought / COVID era.
Ray, what say ye, man?
Yeah. So real quickly, and it's going back to Days Gone, but I opened Steam just to see if there's any DLC or anything. Right. There's not.
Okay.
But dude, this game got incredible reviews on Steam. People are loving this game. It's
a good game, man.
It's averaging almost 5 stars out of 3,000 reviews.
I wonder if their Metacritic score can go up.
Maybe Metacritic for PC,
but it's gonna be PC though. Yeah,
but so I mean that could be
PlayStation.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what their Metacritic score is on the PC.
Yeah,
because performance will be a little better. You know,
wouldn't that be nuts if like it got such raving reviews for PC that it was able to get greenlit for a 2? Dang. Just because of the PC. That'd be pretty cool.
Who knows?
But yeah. So so on to the last topic of the day. Biomutant. So as I was saying, like previous podcasts ago or episodes ago, Biomutant comes out on May the 27th. So I believe it's next like Friday. I think it is. Yeah. So or this Friday. So that comes out. It comes out for the PS5
or Thursday.
Okay. Yeah. Thursday. Sorry. So it comes out for the PS4. There's not a PS5 version. So all it is a PS4 version. On the PS5, it is able to play at 1080p, 60 frames per second. So it's kind of a bummer that it's 1080p and not 4K.
But what about
the fact that it's coming out well into the lifespan of a PS5 and it's still not prioritized for the PS5, or they don't have the PS5 version, still perplexes me. Yeah. You know, I don't know why you would create a brand new game, and not have a flushed out version of it for the PS5.
Yeah, but what about the Xbox? Is the Xbox same boat?
The Xbox is still an Xbox game or whatever. I think they say like Xbox One, but like Series X and XS or S or whatever enhanced. So this one comes out on the Series X and the S or whatever at a native 4K, 60 frames per second.
I thought Did they say why? I didn't read into too much about this.
They're saying that it's something about the architecture or whatever, that they're having some issues when doing it for the PlayStation 5.
Interesting.
But it works perfectly for the Xbox.
Dang.
So that's kind of a bummer, man. You're talking about 4K and getting it at 60 frames per second, and then being able to do that for the Xbox, but not be able to do that for the PS5. That doesn't make any sense. Damn. I heard some theories thinking, one theory that a person was stating, and you don't know if they're just aggro or whatever, but they were stating that that Biomutant got paid off to create a 4K version for the Xbox and not the PlayStation 5.
Hey,
I don't think that that's true or whatever, but it is weird that it would be capable on the Xbox but not capable on the PS5. Yeah. I thought the PS5's architecture was supposed to be like the easiest to work on out of all of these consoles, even the Xbox.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I think because didn't this game get pushed back on Amazon? It said to like December 2021, and then this release date got announced. So maybe they just ran out of time. You know what I mean? Maybe you're right. Maybe they got a little deal from Microsoft. Like, all right, just develop us for the first year. And then you can do that when you're ready.
I don't know. But
do you think this will affect the sales of the game? Do you think this will have any hindrance? Did this make you not want to buy it?
It makes me not want to. Like, I wanted to buy this game, right? I had previously pre-ordered it for the PS5 or the PS4 version or whatever, because it was going to give me the Legendary Edition with a statue. For $60 instead of $120.
That's a good deal.
But after I heard it was getting pushed back until 2022 or like December of 2021 or whatever, I just dropped it. I said I don't want to wait that long. I'll find something else by that time. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they popped up with a date that was in May. So I was a little, disheartened by that. But hearing that it's gonna look better on the Xbox either would make me want to buy it for the Xbox, which I won't because I'm not gonna buy any games for the Xbox. All the games that I would want to buy would be like coming out for the Xbox or whatever on Game Pass. So it makes me just want to wait. Like, seeing it, it's just like, damn, I guess I'll wait then, because there's no point in me getting it now because it's not optimized for my PS5. That's the one of the reasons why I have not yet played freaking Cyberpunk on my PS5 because it has not been optimized for it yet. Yeah. And I want to play games that are optimized for the damn thing. You know what I mean? Like, why do I have this console and I'm still playing PS4 games? Nah, like, bump that shit up. Give me the 60, but give me the 4K,
Yeah.
Like, if you dropping a game, stop it. Like, stop dropping a game and you can't play it full capabilities on the PS5. Cut that shit out. Like, we don't need, like, I don't even want it. Like, just hold that bitch. Save your extra month or two. Make that shit and make it so that it's doable on the PlayStation 5. Because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, you're not trying to sell it. You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't put forth the extra effort, the extra 5 guys, 10, 20, whatever guys it takes to make it so that it's playable on the PS5, and you just left, PS4, that's good enough. Like, they'll play it anyways. Like, that's bullshit, man.
Yeah.
I think that's half-assed. There's way too many games that are enhanced, Series X and S, enhanced or whatever for the Xbox, that this doesn't happen. Like, you don't even see that. Like, damn near every game that's come out, like physical copy or whatever, has been Series enhanced. I don't know about Outriders. I'd have to check and see if Outriders is Series X enhanced, but it was made for the new gens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. It's really weird.
I feel like they just lost a lot of PlayStation customers. Had they just made Xbox 1080p also, I think people would have just said, okay, that's a new game. During game drop, let's give it a try. It's 60 FPS at least.
Yeah.
But because everyone who prefers Sony is looking at the stats like, wait a second, why are we getting shafted here? We have the console that's worth more, that's more in demand.
Right.
You would think that they would cater to, they sold double of these. You would think that they would cater to the majority. If they had a decision, maybe just do the PlayStation 5, 4K native first, and then do the Xbox after because it's less popular.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's very weird, and I think that they'll probably get a little more backlash closer to launch. You know what I mean? Or maybe after launch. Maybe. But we'll see how the game actually plays. If it plays smooth and buttery at 1080, if the game is just pretty bug free, I think that it doesn't matter too much. But I just think that there's some things going on with the game with the weird release. Like I said before, it went on sale before the game even came out. So that was the first red flag for me. And then this is the next red flag. So I'm not too optimistic about the launch of this game.
Yeah, it says that the 4K was delayed due to stability.
Yeah.
And performance-related issues.
Yeah.
Like reasons or whatever.
So I think that I don't think this is going to have the rockiest launch. I'm just speculating, of course. But just based on the red flags that I've seen from it so far, I want it to be a good game because it looks dope.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, I'm not buying this at launch. I'm going to wait for this to go on sale, heavily go on sale, and the PlayStation 5 version comes out. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, sure. It's more of like a principle thing to me.
Especially when you're backlog with so many games. You have so many great games available.
Mm-hmm.
There's, it is a game drought, but at the same time, there's a lot of good games from last gen if you want to play them that I would rather play. I would rather finish The Last of Us, the first one.
Yeah.
Fire that up, play that, than this. You know what I mean? So, and I think a lot of people are probably in the same boat, especially because we get all these cool, free monthly games and stuff. It really has to, make. I don't know. I just think that it's gonna have a rocky start at first, but hopefully it drops in price fast.
Yeah, I have to see if the Watch Dogs Legions thing got like a PS5 version or if it's still just a PS4 version, because that might make me change my mind on playing that one too. Well, I don't know. I know that it's getting the performance boost or whatever with the 60 frames per second, but
you're talking about res?
I don't know if that's still like. I don't know if that's classified as like a PS5 version.
Gotcha.
Of it. You know what I mean? Where it's supposed to be like enhanced graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just too many games coming out at the time of these consoles. And it's like, yeah, you talked about your shit like 2 years ago. I got it. I get it. But you knew this bitch was coming. Like, why didn't you just prepare for that?
Yeah.
I would rather make a game for a console that 10 people got, but it's the next in line. You know what I mean? It's the top of the line. And people will eventually get that shit than to make it for the console that is like, you know, old or whatever, and everybody got it. You know what I mean? Like, I understand it's like the money thing, but you making it your play is like nobody is gonna have, you know, this console. I mean, that might sound dumb, like, oh, I want to make a game for a console that's, you know, only got 10 players, 10 users on it or whatever. But if everybody is gonna have that shit later, this is one of the games that plays on it and it's top of the line. Like, it's for the system and it plays like it should be on that system. It's not like an upgraded version. Like, there's a reason why Demon Souls sold what it sold and never dropped in price. You know what I mean? There's a reason why you know, some of the other games, you know, would sell. I would say Miles Morales, but I think Miles Morales was a PS4 edition also. Yeah. So, you know, but it had a PS5 version of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was ready to go. You know what I mean? That's why it sold what it sold. Like, I don't understand why you're creating a game and you're not making it top of the line for both consoles. If you couldn't do it.
What's the studio again that makes Biomutant?
That's THQ Nordic.
Oh, THQ Nordic.
Yeah.
Dang, so that's a bigger studio.
Yeah.
You would think.
So it's big, you know.
Yeah, you would think they would.
Well, it's published by THQ Nordic. I forgot what the actual name of the developers are on that one. Okay. It's like a smaller one, but yeah. So I mean, everything that I saw of Biomutant was looking good. You know what I mean? I was looking forward to it. I was still gonna buy it, but this just makes me want to hold off a little bit.
Experiment 101.
Yeah, there you go. Experiment 101. So yeah, but it just makes me want to hold off on it a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Like, I can just play some of the other stuff. I could finally play more games on my Game Pass or whatever. Yeah, for sure. And then, you know, when it finally comes out that it's able to do 4K and it's stable or whatever, then you know, and I'll end up getting it, and I'll end up getting it for a cheap price. I might just, you know, go on the hunt and see if I can get Returnal for about like $40-$45. You know what I mean? And then just play that
for sure.
You know, and wait for that. But
so yeah, I really quickly looked them up because
you want to see what they do?
I wanted to see what other games they made, because I don't know much about Experiment 101. But I guess it was co-founded in 2015, and it has some of the art directors and some of the key members behind Mad Max and the Just Cause series.
Okay.
But it looks like this is their first game.
Yeah?
Yeah, for that studio. So, I won't be too hard on them if it's just a studio starting out. You know what I mean? Who knows how they were affected by COVID. And all these things, you know what I mean? I know it's hard finding personnel because even Amazon can't even find the right people to make their games. So we'll see how this studio's doing. But like I said, I seen too many flags. When you told me that their collector's edition was half off already, that's really suspect to me.
I mean, it was an Amazon deal, and it was literally only on Amazon that I found that deal. But
that's weird, though.
But I mean, it looks good.
Because the statue is probably worth $60. Yeah, I don't know how much it costs to make the statue in the box.
It's probably like 20 bucks 30. To make that statue. You know what I mean? But it's, you know, a limited, you know, supply of them or whatever. But I mean, I've been hearing, you know, great things about the game and whatnot. You know, it seems to be playing good. But I think everybody's playing on PC versions.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I hate. Like, these are console released games that just have a PC port. You know, and they always. So that's another one of those things that's kind of red flagging it in my head, like you were saying, is that, like, that's the issue that they had with Cyberpunk, right? Is that this thing is supposed to release on consoles, but they're giving all of these first, you know, looks and these review copies and stuff all for the PC. Yeah. We already know that if you have a great PC, it will do like light years beyond what a console can do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, if you show me how great it looks on this non-hindered piece of hardware, and then it's shit when you get to an actual console. You know what I mean? There's a problem here. Like, why didn't you show me the shit version in the review copy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why hide this? You know what I mean? So, like, why are people getting PC review copies? Why aren't people getting, stuff for the PlayStation or for the Xbox? If the bitch is 4K 60 native, why aren't you giving them shits out? Like, it should be mad Xbox, Series X enhanced titles on, markers on your YouTube videos. You know what I mean? Showing how great this thing looks. I don't know why. So it's just weird, man.
So we'll see, man. We'll see when this game comes out how it does. Does it hold its price? Does that PS5 update come sooner rather than later?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully.
Is it gonna be like a Cyberpunk situation where you gotta wait till the next year, and then still don't even have an exact date?
Yeah. And I mean, it's supposed to be PS4 Pro enhanced, or whatever, but that ain't
means
shit
60
when you compare
FPS,
that to the freaking, to the freaking PS5.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see that 4K, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of beautiful colors in that game. It looks like, so I'm trying to see that wonderful stuff. So, who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll be on Game Pass, and then I don't even got to buy it. I can just enjoy the 4K on Xbox or whatever.
Yeah.
But
is there any other THQ Nordic games on Game Pass? I'm trying to think. They do have the Dark. Was it Dark Striders?
Darkstriders, yeah.
That's on Game Pass, and that's from THQ Nordic.
Is that? Yeah, that is from THQ. So yeah, that is on Game Pass.
So maybe
it was for a period of time. So, but it's a publisher, and I don't know if the publisher got like full rights like that.
Yeah.
To just put it on there. It'd have to be from Experiment 101 that they're putting that on there.
Wreckfest, THQ Nordic.
Oh, okay.
Destroy All Humans. The 2021 is THQ.
Yeah.
So, dude, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see
what
happens.
Because is Wreckfest on Xbox Game Pass?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll see. But so that's all we got for you guys this week. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Remember about that giveaway. That's the last week for it.
Yeah.
And
so we didn't say a time, but do you want to tell people to look at 8:30 a.m. on our Instagram?
Yeah.
Next Saturday, Pacific Standard Time.
Right.
So if we should start around that time.
Yeah, it might start a little bit earlier, but once we're in here and got everything situated, we'll go live around 8:30. And we'll do the name pulling from there.
Cool.
And stay tuned because Mugs is coming up for sale also. We're gonna get some things going on there. Just if you would like to help contribute to the channel, to help us, put more into these, maybe get some games that we wouldn't normally just buy, so that we can review them, just so you guys, if you guys want to hear an opinion about some stuff.
For sure.
But so until next week, we'll catch you guys later. Deuces.
See you.
I love you, me.